everyone, how are you? Today we're going to be having Katy Price from Amnesty International. We're going to be talking about the issues that are happening in Mexico since the 43 students disappeared from Iguala, Guerrero, this little town called Ayotzinapa. Stay with us. So we have here Katy Price from Amnesty International. She's actually the campaigner, and one of those countries is Mexico, correct?
That's correct.
And Katy, we would like to know about the how Amnesty International is thinking what is happening in Mexico right now with the issues, and of course Ayotzinapa, but in general with all disappearance, with I mean almost 80,000 people has been getting killed in Mexico and disappearing, and kidnapping, and families are getting losing their families. What do you think about that?
Well, maybe the title of our most recent report says it all, and the title of that report is Out of Control. And so that's a report on torture and ill treatment in Mexico, and we issued this report in September, and that's what we've had to say about the situation, that it's a situation that is out of control. We are really concerned about the escalation in human rights abuses, the exponential increase in reports of very serious human rights abuses in Mexico, and the failure on the part of authorities to investigate properly, to bring to justice the people who are responsible for these abuses. That's both with regard to torture, disappearances, which have just the number of disappearances, enforced disappearances and abductions have gone through the roof. And Ayotzinapa, the attack on the students in Ayotzinapa is just the tip of the iceberg. And
we have seen the 80,000 people disappearing for the last 8 years in Mexico, and being in a country like Canada, where Stephen Harper say Mexico is part of the safe countries in Latin America. What does this mean? Because it means that he doesn't watch the news. It means that he doesn't know what's going on in Mexico. What does this mean from him now that I'm pretty sure he knows what is going on in Mexico, but what happened? Why Canada is now expressing any concerns of what is happening in human rights in Mexico?
So yeah, I'm not going to presume to tell you what's going on in our Prime Minister's head. You need to ask him about that. But clearly we are concerned as well about Canada's role, because absolutely Canada has a very close relationship with Mexico. We're the third largest trading partner. Our close relationship with Mexico is cemented by the North American Free Trade Agreement, but also by other programs of cooperation, security cooperation. And so there are clearly vested interests here, but those should not preclude our government speaking out about human rights, and especially in a situation which is so very, very serious. So yes, we feel that Canada could do more, that Canada must place human rights as the priority in this close relationship that we have with Mexico, and that Canada must say and express the outrage of the international community and the outrage of Canada about these very, very serious violations of human rights.
Yeah, but when we think about Canada, about welcome people for refugee studies, and we kind of think that it will be one of the first countries to express their concerns about human rights in Mexico, like did Obama, like did France or Germany or Holland or Austria. Right now, how Amnesty International will send a message that people in Canada can know more about this?
Well, absolutely. We are mobilizing people. We are trying to raise awareness about the very serious situation in Mexico and offer people the tools to take action. We're inviting people to take action, to raise their voices in solidarity with the people who are on the front lines in Mexico right now and who are suffering the violence and the fear and are trying to make change happen. So on our website we have actions, we have online actions for people to take. Those actions are directed at the President of Mexico, but also with a follow-up action that enables people to send a message of concern to the Canadian government and call on the Canadian government to speak out, to express the concern of Canada about this situation. We've just launched a new initiative because we're really trying to reach out beyond the pockets of people who already know about what's going on in Mexico to reach the broader population of Canada. And we know that, you know, thousands of people travel to Mexico each winter to escape the cold here in Canada, to escape what people sometimes refer to as the torture of winter. So we're actually reaching out with an ad campaign to direct people who are trying to find a holiday in Mexico to a tourist site that's called the lastchancetravelclub.ca. And in fact, it seems at first look to be about, you know, how you can get a holiday in Mexico. In reality, it's a parody of those kinds of tourism sites, and actually presents the testimonies and the plight of people who've suffered very serious abuses in Mexico. What we're trying to do is not say to people, don't go to Mexico. No, what we're saying is, before you go to Mexico, raise your voice to speak out for human rights of all people in Mexico. And so we're trying to do this, we're trying to cut through some of the myths about Mexico and actually inform a broader sector of the population about what's really going on in Mexico.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. Definitely is here, in this link is all the information on the lasttraveler.ca. And from Amnesty International, you should check that out, that website, because we have almost 1,200,000 people from Canada traveling for vacation in Mexico. They should know what is going on in Mexico.
Well, it not only informs people about what's really going on in Mexico, the sort of hidden Mexico that maybe people here aren't aware of, but it also offers people a link, a direct link to an action. And so what's most important is that people take action, express their concern, and join their voices with all those amazingly courageous people in Mexico who are trying to make change happen.
Yeah, well, Katia, I would like to go back about this question. Why and how Harper, what was why did he make Mexico as a safe country?
Well, Amnesty disagrees in general with the idea of declaring any country a safe country. That is to say, a country from which there are no refugees. But in particular, we would have to say that Mexico, by no standard could you say that Mexico today is a safe country. The abduction and disappearance and killing of some of the students from Ayotzinapa just has revealed to the world that Mexico is absolutely not a safe country.
Well, friends, there you have it. Katy Price from Amnesty International, thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share our concerns.
And see you next time. Remember, 11 King Street, 7:30, November 20, there is a protest against these kidnappings and this killing from the Ayotzinapa students. We'll see you there. Thank you so much.